If you ever struggle with match nerves, so you're in the match and you're suddenly getting really nervous and you don't know what to do, and sometimes it results in you playing really tight, well, this is the video you need to watch, because I have 2 really quick tips that I think will really help you control those nerves and actually turn those nerves into something you can use. So stay tuned. So like I said, have you ever been in that match and you start getting tight and oh my God, it's like you can't do anything. It's like you're so tight. Well, I think it's because your mind's not in the present, okay? And the reason why this video is so important, because at some point in time when you play tennis, you're gonna get nervous. There's something on the line, maybe it's a big point, and we've all had that moment where it's so uncomfortable, and guess what? We choke. I hate when I choke. But we've all been there, we've all done it, and the biggest thing is not that you choke, it's how you deal with it and how you can overcome that in the future. So I have 2 really important tips for you. So my first analogy is this. If you ever have been close to a car accident, I apologize if you're too young and you haven't been driving yet, or you've had something really where your life was maybe in danger. Hopefully your life's not in danger, but if you've ever been in a car and let's say you almost get hit, or you've ever been in a situation where you just had to act instinctually. If you remember back to that moment, during the moment, what are you thinking about? Are you afraid? No. If you're in a car and let's say you feel like another car is about to hit you, what are you going to do? You're going to act. You're going to instantly move out of the way. You're going to try to avoid the situation. And usually after you avoid the situation, what happens right after? The rush of fear is like, oh my God, oh my God. Well, the point of me telling you this is that if you think about it, when the situation's actually going on, you don't have any fear. You're just acting. And I think it's because your mind's proactively sent to the present, okay? What that means is that at that moment, your mind goes, okay, I don't have time to freak out, I need to act, okay? In most situations, there might be some situations where people freeze, okay? But in most situations, I think, hopefully we're not getting into too life-threatening situations, we act instead of freeze, okay? So the point of this, relating it back to tennis, is that a lot of times the reason that we start feeling the nerves, we start getting super tight, is because in our mind, we're either in one of 3 places. We're either in the future thinking about, okay, what if I miss this shot? Oh my God, I'm gonna let my partner down. Oh my God, what are the other people gonna think? Okay, situation 1. Situation 2, we're gonna go, I played so bad today. I can't believe how bad I played. I've missed every shot in the net. I've done this. We're focused on the past. Okay, or the first one, the future. Situation 3 is we're focused on the present. Regardless of what we think might happen in the future or what's happened in the past, we're going, you know what, I gotta play this 1 point. This 1 point's important, so what I'm gonna do is really focus on what I'm gonna do here and now and not focus on the result that might happen in the future or previous results that have happened in the past, and that's the trick. Again, another time to think about. Think about when you've played your absolute best match. We've all had this, or maybe it's not a best match, maybe it's the best point, or you know, for me, sometimes you're on the run and you're hitting that backhand down the line, and you just know, the instant you make contact, you just know. What are you thinking about? Nothing. If you really think about the times when you played your best tennis, and it's like you're almost in your head, and you're like watching yourself playing, going, this is amazing. Why can't I play like this every day? At that moment, you're just in the present. You're experiencing what's going on in the now. You're in the flow, a lot of times people call it, or the zone. What happens that takes you out of that? You start playing like that, it's awesome, it's great, the ball's like a beach ball, and then maybe you miss one. And then you start going, oh my God, I missed one. Okay, what do I need to do? You start pulling yourself out of that flow, that present. Like, what if I miss another one? And then you try to start taking control of the situation. Another great book that I want to reference, it's an older book, but I think it's a great book because it really talks about these things, is Tim Galloway's Inner Game of Tennis. He talks about self-1 and self-2, and I think that's so important. So I'm not going to go through a whole big diatribe about that, but if you're definitely interested in going much deeper, check out his book because it's really good. The second situation is that when we start to feel nerves, it's also how we're going to label that. What's the meaning we're going to give the nerves? Okay, we can give the nerves to like, oh God, I'm feeling that feeling in my stomach, and I'm starting to get really nervous. Or you can also take that as excitement. If you really think about fear and being excited, have almost the same response. The difference is how you're going to label it. Think about when you're excited. What's going on? Your heart's beating fast. you feel kind of really like ready to go. You're a little anxious sometimes, but you have a lot of this energy going through you. Think about fear. Your heart's beating fast. You're kind of anxious. You're kind of ready to go. The difference is how we're going to label it. What are we going to call it? What are we thinking about when, some people, they love those situations where it's like you're in the moment. Anything can happen. They love they love the battle. They love being in the battle, and they just love that process of the battle. Some people completely freak out when it happens. And the difference between the two is mentally, what's the label we're giving to the situation you're having, okay? So, in review, make sure that as you're playing, you're trying to keep your mind in the present. Forget about those moments where you may have made mistakes in the past. A good quick tip for that is, like, if you make a bad mistake, go back to the towel, your towel at the fence. Hopefully you're bringing a towel to the fence, and wipe off. Leave the mistake in the towel and walk up to the line ready to play this point. Okay? If you're ahead, this is when it happens, when you're up like 5-2, maybe serving for a match, or you start thinking about, I'm about to win, and you play the worst game ever. Okay? It's because your mind just jumped to the future. If you're serving for the match, think, you know what, I'm going to play each point like it's a match point. I'm not going to be concerned about the next point after that, or where I am in the point situation if it's 5-2. This is one game that I'm going to play amazing, because I'm going to play the same patterns or the same process in the moment that I played that got me there, okay? Second situation, make sure we're labeling the nerves we have. If we have some nerves, that's fine. That means we're ready to battle. This is a challenge, Another great book to reference is, I think it's Carol Dweck's Mindset, where she talks about the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. In summary, a growth mindset, it loves the process. They love trying to get better because it's an intrinsic thing. They're not so caught up in the result of the thing. They like, okay, I'm going to work hard, I get the result. I didn't get the result. You know what? I know, because I can work hard and continue and be persistent, that I'll get the results. So I'm not even worried about that. I'm just going to enjoy this process of going for it, working hard, persisting. The fixed mindset is so focused on a result that they might try one time and then now they have the result. And they don't want to screw that up, because they know it's like, okay, well, what if I don't get the result again? So hopefully we can train ourselves by labeling the right things and get our mindset into a growth mindset. When I talk to my players, I talk about fall in love with the process, not the results. If you fall in love with the process, you'll get the results. Like when people tell you, hey, what's your game plan? And you're thinking, I'll just go win. What does that mean? It means nothing, okay? If I have a player who's saying, I'm just going to go win, I know they're in trouble, because winning is the result. The process of winning is, what are the strategies you're going to play? What are the patterns you're going to play? When they start talking about patterns, and I'm going to serve here and do this, and I'm going to look for that, I'm like, yes, you're there. Because if you do those things right, you'll get the win. But if you try to focus on winning, you're not going to get the win, because you don't know what the heck you're doing. Okay, so hopefully this gives you some real insight to how you can start really going out and playing great tennis all the time by focusing on being in the present, and if you do get nervous, labeling it. Labeling in something positive, that I'm eager, I'm ready to go after it. Now I'm nervous, I'm tight, okay? The meanings we give the things a lot of value to us, or they tear us down. Okay, so this is Kevin Garlington at TotalTennisDomination.com. If you like this video, give me a like, share it with some friends, and subscribe to this channel if you want more free great videos to help you with your tennis game.